Long before the United States existed, before independence and a constitution, the land that would become America was shaped by a brutal conflict that left deep scars on both settlers and native peoples. Known as King Philip's War, this violent struggle from 1675 to 1678 was one of the deadliest wars in American history, when measured by the percentage of the population killed. It was America's first truly bloody war, and it changed the future of the continent. By the mid-1600s, English colonies in New England were expanding rapidly. Towns pushed into native lands, forests were cleared for farms, and European laws were imposed on indigenous people. At first, relationships between settlers and native tribes were cautious but cooperative. The Wampanoag people, led earlier by Massasoit, had even helped the Pilgrims survive their earliest years. That fragile peace did not last. As English settlements grew, native lands shrank. Colonial courts increasingly claimed authority over indigenous people, undermining their leaders and traditions. Trade became exploitative, and debts forced many native communities to sell land simply to survive. Tensions simmered for decades, waiting for a spark. That spark came in 1675 with the death of 3 Wampanoag men accused of murdering John Sassaman, a native interpreter who had converted to Christianity and warned the English of rising unrest. The men were tried and executed by colonial authorities. To the Wampanoag, this was proof that English law now ruled their lives. Metacom, the son of Massasoit, known to the English as King Philip, led the resistance. What followed was a war of shocking violence. Native warriors attacked frontier settlements across New England, burning towns and killing colonists. In response, colonial militias launched devastating campaigns against native villages. Entire communities were destroyed. Civilians on both sides were targeted. There were no clear battle lines, only fear, revenge, and survival. One of the most infamous moments came in December 1675, when colonial forces attacked a Narragansett fort in what became known as the Great Swamp Fight. Hundreds of native men, women, and children were killed in a single assault. The brutality shocked even some contemporaries. By 1676, New England was in chaos. Over half of the region's towns were attacked, and many were abandoned. Nearly 1 in 10 adult male colonists was killed, a staggering number for the time. Native losses were even more catastrophic. Thousands were killed, enslaved, or driven from their homelands. The war ended with the death of Metacom in August 1676. His body was mutilated, and his head was displayed on a pike in Plymouth for more than 20 years, a grim symbol of colonial victory and vengeance. Resistance continued briefly, but native power in southern New England was broken. The consequences of King Philip's War were profound. For native peoples, it marked the collapse of independent indigenous power in New England. Survivors were sold into slavery or forced onto reservations. Their lands were seized and their cultures were pushed toward the margins. For the colonies, the war reshaped attitudes. It hardened racial divisions and created a belief that coexistence with native peoples was impossible. Colonists became more militarized and less trusting of imperial protection, planting early seeds of American self-reliance and identity. King Philip's War is often overshadowed by later conflicts, but its impact was enormous. It set a pattern of frontier warfare that would repeat for centuries. It showed how violently America's story would begin, at what cost. Before there was a nation, before independence, America was born in blood.